Kazakhstan has chosen the multi-vector integration. Its trends, collisions, and prospects are coming up in the Single Market Program.
Today in the program, the future of the hydrocarbon industry, the most moonshot project in Central Asia, Kazakhstani products under the brand Organic, searching for access to the sea.
Hello,
I am Pavel Koktishev, and you're watching the Single Market Program. Today's release is dedicated to the Independence Day. When a new sovereign state named Kazakhstan appeared on the world map in 1991, very few believed that this state would be able to quickly attract the large investors. But as early as 1 or 2 years later, the leading oil companies have taken their place in the hydrocarbon industry of our country. Yes, establishment of independence of the new and young country was based on the oil revenues indeed. So what are the current realities and promises of the hydrocarbon industry? Watch the story opening today's release.
Об этом в сюжете, который открывает этот выпуск.
New realities quite hard where the Kazakhstan's hydrocarbon industry is developing are. Though in 2017 the oil price is pleased with their growth, nevertheless the market volatility remains. At the same time, the geopolitical situation directly and indirectly affecting on the field's specific hydrocarbon market is far from being perfect. Besides, this traditional industry is influenced by the increased production of the shale oil. This is the case where the principle cheap and pleasant prevails.
Shale oil or tight oil. And this breakthrough meant rapid growth in U.S. oil production. In a period of about half a decade, U.S. oil production almost doubled. The United States added almost 5 million barrels a day.
How shall the national hydrocarbon industry be working in these conditions? What industry development priorities shall be chosen while considering the world trends? In their economic realities, Kazakhstan is leaning toward the optimum alternative where the key points are considered. The first factor is relying on the high technologies, those currently implemented in the world practice.
Испытательные полигоны на уровне ведущих военных лабораторий.
Testing fields are at the level of the leading military laboratories. In terms of the processing complexity, our deep drilling is compared to the space flights. The technical innovations are comparable to the operations in the empty space and others. This is related to the significant decreases in the probability of new, large discoveries of easily produced oil and the transition to the new stage of development of close integration with the most advanced industries and sciences.
Передовыми отраслями промышленности и науки.
The second factor is the searching for new oil and gas fields. The time is brewing the problem of exhausting the field resources in the maturity state. Cooperation is the third factor. Consortium establishment for the Eurasia project implementation is one of such examples. This is about the prospect for developing the Caspian lowland. This field is a strategic structural element of the Earth crust. Partially, it belongs to the Russian area. Therefore, the Caspian lowland will be developed by Kazakhstan and Russia in close cooperation. At that, the large companies of other countries will be involved in the Eurasia project implementation.
Это очень амбициозная задача. На сегодня это в мире такой скважины нет.
It is a very challenging task. Such well doesn't exist today, and it will be an experience of many oil companies that have reached the highest level in these operations. We hope that this project will let us develop the mineral resources of the Caspian lowland in the future, which according to the experts is more than 60 billion tons of the hydrocarbon resources.
Прикаспийской впадины, где по оценке специалистов сосредоточено свыше 60 миллиардов тонн углеводородного запаса.
And finally, the fifth factor is the gradual switch to the green economy rails. Kazakhstan has signed all key international instruments and adopted the National Low Carbon Development Program.
Уже действует 50 предприятий.
There are already 50 enterprises effectively working, those producing the energy from the renewable sources, with a total capacity of 300 megawatts. Over the past 10 years, the atmospheric pollutant emission reduced by 13%, and associated gas emissions reduced by 70% due to the environmental measures.
Выбросы попутного нефтяного газа на 70%.
In the long term, Kazakhstan is planning to stand with the sustainable development tracks. Key allies in this path are the sustainable resources management, use of the environment preservation technologies, increase of the amount of the alternative and renewable energy sources, economic diversification by forming new growth drivers, and expansion of the ultra-modern petrochemical enterprises network. Currently, several enterprises are successfully operating in Kazakhstan. These companies process the raw materials and produce the high-level products. In addition, the petrochemical complex development project in the Atrau region promises good prospects. Kashagan and Tengiz fields will supply the raw materials to this petrochemical complex, so the shine of the Kazakhstan's black gold will not fade away. In May 2015, the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan has made an announcement at the 8th Astana Economic Forum. This news was treated as a sensation by many foreign guests. Astana International Financial Center will be established based on the Expo infrastructural facilities that will be held in 2017. From that point on, they started presentation of one of the most moonshot projects in Central Asia. Alexander Galiev to follow with details. Well, the Astana International Financial Center. It will be based in the 3rd and 4th showrooms used as the Expo 2017 exhibition complex. Objective of Astana International Financial Center project is to form the largest financial hub in Central Asia. Special tax and legal regulations will be its major characteristics. There will be a precedent both in Kazakhstan and in the post-Soviet states. A center based on the principles of the English law will be functioning. All world largest financial centers from Hong Kong to New York practice this very principle. It is clear that this entails the documents management in English.
От Гонконга до Нью-Йорка. Понятно, что это предполагает ведение делопроизводства на английском языке.
Let's talk about the structure of the Astana International Financial Center. The Independent Court and International Arbitration Center will work here. It will be launched in early 2018. The regulatory documents governing the activities of the court and the arbitration center have already been prepared. Also, a new stock exchange will be operating here. It is a joint project of the Astana International Financial Center and the Shanghai Stock Exchange. Under the terms of the agreement, the Shanghai Stock Exchange is the shareholder of the stock exchange of the Astana International Financial Center with a share of 25%. U.S. stock exchange NASDAQ is another partner. NASDAQ will help to implement a high-technology trading platform. Financial technologies is another important direction in the operation of the Astana International Financial Center. Astana International Financial Center is planning to join AVA-3, the consortium of international high-tech hubs, which includes the leading world banks. It goes without saying that the Astana International Financial Center will not stay behind the advanced digital trends. It will be a kind of crypto valley where the blockchain prospects will be actively studied together with the digital currencies. And for the financial priorities, Astana International Financial Center is guided by. The new center will become a platform for investing the environmentally sustainable projects and so-called green programs. For example, they are supposing to issue the green bonds. Issue of the Islamic securities is another section in the activities. It is consistent with the plans of the Astana International Financial Center to become the district hub of the Islamic finance in Central Asia. As a conclusion, implementation of the Astana International Financial Center project promises that Kazakhstan will become a transit bridge between Europe and Asia in all respects, including in terms of finance. That's all I have for the moment. I'm Alexander Galiev. See you in the next Single Market. The main weapon of the 21st century. This weapon can conquer the world without a single shot. Once it was said by one of the American congressmen. There's nothing exaggerated at all. Many countries suffer from food deficiency as they are restricted with the natural and climatic conditions. I can say another comment related. A number of the world consumers are increasing those ready to pay big money for the organic certified products. Can Kazakhstan find a worthy place in this market? Yerkebulan Bekmugambet was finding it out. Organic agriculture is one of the modern world trends. 172 countries produce the branded organic agro products. In this case, 84 of these countries have their legislation on organic farming. Australia, Argentina, America, and China are the world leaders in the agribusiness industry business. Today, there are already 172 countries in the world producing organic products. It covers only 44 million hectares for producing organic products. The biggest are based in Australia, about 17 million hectares in Europe. Demand for organic products is growing every year. For comparison, in early 2000s, the global sales amounted to $15 billion. In 2017, it increased sixfold and reached $90 billion. At the same time, the positive dynamics is promised according to the experts. Based on their calculations, by 2020, the market capacity will increase up to $250 billion. Such a rapid consumption growth demonstrates the demand for organic products and good opportunities for countries that having all the factors for expanding the field-specific segment. This perspective is also relevant for Kazakhstan. Up to date, we have 180 million agricultural lands that can be used just like pastures, hay meadows. We can use them for livestock production. You know, today, not every country has such a big number of pasture lands unpolluted. Additionally, Kazakhstan has 24.2 million hectares of farmland for crop production. According to the experts, more than 50% of these lands are favorable for the organic farming. However, certain production standards must be satisfied besides the environmentally sound area. The products must be grown without pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, GMOs, and other substances harmful to the human health. This is products free from chemical pesticides, heavy metals, and mycotoxins. Relatively recently, in 2015, Kazakhstan has adopted the law on organic products. Therefore, the field-specific infrastructure is under development. This infrastructure will deal with certificates issued. Today, 10 laboratories have been established in Kazakhstan. They are not internationally accredited yet. Manufacturers of those specializing on organic products have to individually resolve their problems. Nowadays, there are about 30 manufacturers of organic products in Kazakhstan. They are certified according to the European and U.S. standards. Many of them have two standards. The first is the European standard, and the second is the U.S. standard, so to make them able to sell both on the U.S. and European markets. Total area of the certified lands in Kazakhstan is 300,000 hectares. They're mostly localized in Almaty and Kostanay regions. Only 8.5% of the grown products is exported, out of the total amount of about 300,000 tons. We use the Californian annelids and put them in the farmyard manure pits. These worms convert it into the biocompost. This biocompost is added in cultivating. Greenhouse complex in the South Kazakhstan region is another example of the well-balanced use of the advanced methods. Here, in the protected ground, the biological crops protection means are used instead of the chemical pesticide.
Here, we have a closed area. We control by biological control any disease, viruses. So if some disease appear or some bad insects come into the greenhouse, we're going to fight him with another insect, not with chemicals. It's going to be natural. And that's how we grow to get the maximum harvest, of course, but also very healthy product.
Today, a number of farmers is increasing in Kazakhstan, those realizing the organic products ensures the reliable sales market. For example, an eco-farmer from northern Kazakhstan, Andrei Strelets, is specializing on planting organic potatoes. Part of the products is distributed to Almaty and Astana on special request. The other part is purchased by the distributors from Moscow every year. To compete with other farmers, I have to plant the better products, better than they have. It is easier to enter the market when you have a quality product than an ordinary one. In 2015, the legendary Jean-Claude Van Damme arrived to the Almaty Global Forum as a business expert. When he was asked where he would invest money if he had Kazakhstan citizenship, we were surprised to hear this answer.
If I have money, I mean, lots of money, but I'm not Kazakhstanese, I will buy lots of land. Because, not for you, for your children, land is the future.
In this context, the organic branded products planted in this land shall be treated as the long-term capital for a family that has chosen harmonious farming. Seaports, infrastructure. Kazakhstan is not a maritime power. Kazakhstan is based in the middle of a continent at a long distance from the main sea lines. However, it doesn't mean that Kazakhstan does not have a port infrastructure development program. The projects which are currently implemented both inside and outside the Kazakh border lines are to prove this. Aktau International Sea Commercial Port is the fundamental unit in this coordinate system. Aktau is the largest port of the Caspian Sea out of the existing 27 ones. It accounts for almost 30% of the total cargo turnover in the Caspian Sea.
Традиционно нашими партнерами и являются это порт.
Baku and Alat ports in Azerbaijan are our traditional partners. Mainly the cargo is shipped to that direction. I mean ferry cargo, as we have a ferry traffic and other cargoes both exported and imported.
У нас постоянно паромное сообщение, а также идут различные грузы, которые идут как в экспортном направлении из Казахстана, так и в импортном.
Aktau International Sea Commercial Port has 11 maritime terminals, which can simultaneously serve up to 9 vessels. It became possible due to the seaport expansion, erection of the water development structures, bottom dredging, and construction of 3 additional maritime terminals. To optimize the goods delivery to foreign markets, today Kazakhstan is establishing the interaction and interface pattern of Aktau Seaport with the key global ports which affect the transit of the export goods.
Port of Aktau is our very close partner. We have been working with Aktau.
Port of Aktau is our closest partner. We are cooperating for many years. We exchange experience for 2 years, especially relating to the automation of a one-stop principle, which has already been used in the port of Baku.
That we have implemented in Baku.
Port of Kurik, another infrastructure facility strategically important for shipment, is located about 70 kilometers from Aktau. The local geographical conditions are perfect for the shipping industry. Bay does not freeze, it has a sufficient depth, and the appropriate wind rose. Moreover, Bainu-Zhanaozen railway line is passing nearby, and they're planning to launch the highway transit.
Logistics need intermodal. So you have a port, you have rail, you have air, and you have land. And all of these 4 intermodal ways of carrying cargo are available today in Kazakhstan, and I think this is very important.
Multimodal transportation is possible due to the ferry complex. Today, Port of Kurik plays an important role in the expansion of Kazakhstan's sea gates and in the development of the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route.
Silk Route is a very important concept. Now China is very interested in the Silk Route. Actually, they will have 2 of the routes, in my opinion, will be, or one of them, 2 of them will be coming through Kazakhstan. One of them is the route that's going to go to India, will go to Argos. From Argos will go to Aktau. From Aktau will go to Iran. And then from Iran will continue to India. That's one. The other route is going to be the European route, and that will be China to Argos, Aktau, Baku, Black Sea, and Europe.
Kazakh-Chinese cargo terminal built in 2015 within the Lianyungyang port is another key element in the system of the seaport infrastructure development. Railway distance from the port of Lianyungyang to Dastik, Kazakhstan's border, Altin-Kol, is the best one compared to other ports in China. Moreover, compared to the northern corridor, the port of Lianyungyang has the competitive distance. Construction of the cargo terminal in the Iranian port of Bandar Abbas is the next project in the development of Kazakhstan's port infrastructure. New terminals will help increasing the transit capacity to the Gulf countries, Africa, and India. These plans of Kazakhstan say that the country is making their best efforts to integrate itself into the global shipping system, though it does not have any direct access to the ocean. That's all for today. I'm Pavel Koktashev. Let me remind you that you can find all our stories at www.kazakh-tv.kz. See you in the next Single Market.